everybody, and welcome back to Is It Cape Shit, your favorite Cape Shit review podcast. I'm your host, Odin's son, joined as always by Love and Thunder.
I'm Love.
Yeah, I have thunder size or something.
You do bring the thunder, Florian.
Yeah, when I fart.
Now, Erich,
bad opinions in this case.
Erich, you bring the love because if I recall, you truly loved this film and you think not only is it the best of Phase 4, but perhaps the best of the entire MCU.
Yeah, you know, Monkey, Taika Waititi is a generational genius. He's a singular vision that the MCU needs. I think every movie should be like this, actually.
I should have seen this coming
Singular vision, yeah.
When you and Kino Corner were blowing up my DMs, roasting me for saying Jojo Rabbit was a quality film. I should have known that Taika's next film was really going to be good.
There's no fucking way.
Yeah, what's with all the irony? I want to hear what you guys really think.
What are you talking about?
Florian?
We've never been ironic on this show.
Yeah, we're 100% genuine 100% of the time.
And
Yeah,
Florian,
so
we already know
10
your
out of 10.
opinion because now I've started linking our Letterboxd profiles in the description of Is It Kino. So maybe in upwards of 5 people have already seen that you gave this film half of a star.
Whoa!
Half of a fucking star.
Holy
Whoa.
shit, Florian!
That is next level
Yep,
hatred. That's
right.
a 1 out of 10.
Did Taika Waititi personally come to your place in wherever you live?
I think it's a
Austria?
grudge because he made Hitler look like a joke, and Florian took that personally.
That must be why. No, you made
mighty
Thor look
Austrians
like a
fought
joke.
well.
Thor has been a joke from Thor
No, he
1.
has not. Look, I've just watched Ragnarok, and that one was so much better. Holy
He
fuck.
was a joke in that, though. Like, that's the entire point of that.
No, not really, no. What?
Yes, he was.
In what way?
I mean, he loses his hammer, he gets fucking thrown into this junk planet, and then he just has goofy adventures for most of the fucking
He's
runtime.
basically Ratchet deadlocked the whole movie, which is a great game.
He's trying his best, okay? And he's really doing it despite not having his hammer. He's really someone to look up to. And in this one, he doesn't even give a shit anymore. Honestly, I feel like
Whoa.
he
I think he really emerges as a great leader in this film. He creates a child
littled his
army.
kid
Yeah, a
for him.
literal
Yeah.
army of children.
When was the last time child soldiers were
Yeah, it's
were recruited by a superhero?
not
Florian?
since Gal Gadot was fighting for the IDF have they used so many child soldiers.
Holy shit.
I mean, I guess that was fine, sure.
The child army was fine by your standards. That's where the half star came from. Was you like the use of children in the film?
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely good, yeah.
Well, let's hear it,
He
Florian.
adopts another man's child, Florian? Come on, what's not
Yeah,
heroic
he
about
takes
that?
care of his wife's son, like in The Boys, that we'll get to eventually.
Okay, so why don't you explain to me why he had to become completely retarded at the start of the
Hey,
movie?
let's before we cherry pick, I just want to hear your general impressions, Florian, because usually you have the wrong opinion, and now it seems like based on all the Twitter vitriol I've been seeing, you might be on the same side as the population, like the mass majority of people. So why is this movie a 1 out of 10 in your mind?
Well, sadly, the movie is actually really popular, and that pisses me off because he just doesn't try anymore. He just put in all the absolute worst jokes ever, and he just keeps doing it. He just keeps seeing how far can he go. When will anyone ever stop him? When will anyone ever tell him, no, Tycho, that's not fucking funny. Please stop.
Okay, but Florian, here's the thing. Did you like Thor Ragnarok? Did you think that was
Yes, it was brilliant.
He is largely doing the same things in this movie.
No, he is not, okay? Because Thor Ragnarok was written by people, whereas this movie was written by Taika Waititi, a complete fucking idiot who just has to put a joke in every single scene, especially if it's the worst joke that you could possibly think of.
Erich, can
Now,
you
Florian,
fact check
I've
us
gotta-
on that one?
Florian, I've got to kind of push back here because I think this movie does a little bit better of a job of actually cordoning off the joke parts from the drama parts. The beginning of this movie, when Christian Bale is dragging his fucking dead kid or whatever through the fucking desert, there are no jokes until he gets to the gods, and the gods are the ones making jokes there. Christian Bale does not stop to like look at the camera and say, "Oh, ain't I a stinker?" which the fucking Thor Ragnarok constantly did, where you'd have a big emotional moment like Banner jumping out of the ship at the end, thinking he's going to transform into the Hulk and go fucking apeshit on people, and he doesn't. He hits the fucking Rainbow Bridge, and the entire moment is destroyed. Like the previous
that was
movie
funny.
That was actually funny. You're right.
But like that movie. Ragnarok would constantly undermine its own scenes for jokes, and I think this movie is mostly jokes.
No way.
Well, Ragnarok is a film about half of Thor's entire nation being massacred, and they play that off as a joke.
Yeah, everyone gets fucking destroyed, and then they get destroyed again when Thanos comes in Infinity.
And then even in this movie, they have jokes like, half of our army's dead. Well, that's always true. So... I kind of appreciate the dark humor that the film has. The film has an attitude towards death that is very tongue-in-cheek that I thought was funny.
Mm-hmm. Florian, what I would say is that this movie is mostly jokes. It doesn't often have the serious scenes, but when it does have the serious scenes, it lets the serious scenes actually be serious rather than undermining them.
Like, remember when there was that one girl dying, and he was like, "Nah, you're not going to Valhalla. Just, please, you're still alive. You're not going to Valhalla." You think that was like serious? You think that was like?
Yeah, but she doesn't die there, does she?
Well, it was still a serious scene. Come on.
I mean, I think to piggyback off of what Erich is saying, you think of and spoiler alert for all you fucking nerds out there, but like the finale scene when we're like in the god dimension and shit, there's nary a joke to be found. They take all that stuff very seriously, Florian.
Do they? I mean,
there was not one, like the whole scene when Natalie Portman is dying from cancer and then turns into dust and goes to Valhalla. There's no jokes in that scene.
So you were talking about the realm of the gods, where like all the gods are literal jokes.
No, I was talking about the climax of the movie.
No, the end of the movie for you.
Yeah, okay, so maybe it's slightly okay towards the end, but like the entire like the first 90% are just like so awful. And okay, why don't we just like cut to the chase? Like, did you actually think that this was funny? Did you actually like these horrible jokes?
So yeah, I think 2 points. First, we have scientifically proven that people from Austria literally do not have a sense of humor. So I'm going to take all of your joke criticism with a big grain of salt. But there are some scenes in here are top tier comedy for me, particularly when Christian Bale is psychologically torturing children in a cage. That scene was actually very funny, if you guys remember that one. He's like ripping the heads off of animals and the children are screaming in terror. I thought it was fucking funny.
That wasn't even supposed to be funny.
Well, I mean, it just depends on your sense of humor, I guess. I thought it was funny.
Well, I mean, I was obviously talking about the actual jokes, right?
Who's to say Christian Bale's not intentionally giving me some yucks? Erich's power went out. Oops.
He couldn't handle it either. He's not willing to defend this shit either. I ask about the jokes, and you're like, "Oh yeah, this one horrible scene was kind of funny."
I mean, I can imagine some people thought it was funny. I can't be the only one.
Yeah, traumatizing these kids, hilarious.
Yeah, genuinely, yes. I don't know what to tell you, but yeah, I'd say a lot of the jokes did fall flat, especially from Thor when he's like being threatened and he gives a little quip. It really did seem out of character and like not the type of quips he should be making. It was like cheesy 80s action movie quips coming from this like 9,000-year-old god. I didn't really like that.
And to me, it felt more like it was like specifically a parody of superheroes, but like the worst kind. Like Hancock meets Johnny English, and he's just like completely terrible at what he does, and that's the joke. But like, no, we just had a million movies where he was competent, and now he's like, oh yeah, I guess I'll just blast through the ceiling. That'll be fine. Like these people who just had their children stolen, they'll be fine cleaning up this mess. This is great. I don't need to step outside the house. This is hilarious. You know?
Yeah, it does give the impression that nobody involved really wanted to make the movie. It's like an afterthought of a film, because we did have the Thor trilogy, and now this is the only time a character has gotten like a fourth movie, as far as I can recall. And maybe they should have just stopped after the 3, because what does this movie really add to Thor's character? Like, his character arc so far has been everything he loves is gonna die within like a 5-year period. So, like, what do you do with that? You bring back his love interest and then kill her too?
I guess that is pretty tragic. I mean, the daughter stuff could work, but like it would have been so simple. Like, they could have just reined in Tycho just a tiny bit, or hired like literally any person to write the dialogue. Any fucking person. Like the toilet cleaner. Hire him. He'll write better comedy. He'll write better everything. It could not be worse.
At least this movie attempts to have a theme. Did you pick up on what theme they were trying to address?
I guess. Wait, let me guess. Well, I mean, I guess we probably have like the theme of like power corrupting and God being bad.
Sure, yeah, but I was thinking more of, and they even say it word for word. I think it's from a poem by Tennyson, but I'm not sure. But it's the line, "It's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all." And I guess when you're approaching this movie and you realize, yeah, Thor has done nothing but loved and lost over and over again, maybe we can put a cap on his character arc here by really having him go on an adventure that truly teaches him a lesson that he's learned 5 movies in a row.
Well, I guess that's awful, yeah. I mean, I definitely feel like a love story is the worst thing that we could get from him.
Well, that's why I didn't care for the first 2 Thor movies, was because I really did not care about Natalie Portman and this gay romance, and like, oh, a scientist falls in love with a god, how lay epic crazy. I'm glad she was not in the 3rd movie, and I did not need her to return for this one.
I mean, she would have been... Yeah, no, I guess... I mean, I thought the first 2 were fine, but I literally cannot remember them, so maybe they weren't that good.
I don't know if you know this, but Thor 2 is... the popular opinion is it's the worst Marvel movie, so...
Well, after Morbius, that can't be right.
Morbius is not part of the MCU.
Oh, yeah, I guess not.
Yeah, and I think Morbius, if I had to choose right now which movie would I rewatch, I would probably choose Morbius over Thor 2.
No, you wouldn't. Come on.
I think I would. Morbius has, like, the dancing scene.
Yeah, and it also has an hour of explaining what a vampire is. Come on.
Hey, I need to brush up.
Yeah, okay, so I guess there's just, like, so many good movies that, like, even a good movie might be the worst Marvel movie. But I feel like this is definitely the worst one, because he just, like, clearly didn't...
You think this new one is the worst one?
Yeah.
Well, so I might get shit on by our audience, but the bar is so low that maybe nobody will be offended. But I actually feel as though this is the best movie of Phase 4. I mean, literally, let's go by, and we do this every time we review Marvel, but we have to. This movie, better than the Eternals. Can you agree?
No.
Oh, better than Shang-Chi.
Nope.
Better than Black Widow. I'm listing genuinely bad films right now, and it seems like you are on their side.
Hold on. There was actually a movie called Black... Oh, wait, yeah, the latest one. No, that one was also not that bad, no.
Oh, my God. I mean, and even the new Doctor Strange, I got more enjoyment out of this film. I feel like that movie wasted its potential, whereas this one... and I do think that the Twitter reaction gave me a better impression of the film, because I saw multiple tweets with like 100,000 likes saying that this is the biggest piece of shit, like what a horrible movie. So I went into it thinking it was gonna be that, and the fact that it was just mediocre, 3 out of 5 movie, it gave me a much better impression than I would have had going in blind.
Well, I mean, there's obviously a really good movie here. It's just that the jokes completely ruin it on like every level for me. So if you just like bleep out the jokes, maybe just have the goat scream while whenever Thor is talking. Maybe that would improve it. Like if you hire literally anyone to write the dialogue, that would probably be like a 9 out of 10 movie, you know. But this one, no.
Yeah, I guess as the designer of Ballfrog, you would be a fan of the screaming goats because they're so annoying.
Because I'm annoying?
Because the controls for Ballfrog are just as annoying as those fucking goats.
I mean, you saw what the controls would be. You weren't...
Erich, are you back?
To play such a game.
I am back as long as my laptop battery lasts.
Oh, shit! We've got him, folks. Erich, you need to catch us up on your Thor opinions.
They tried to keep me away.
The God of Thunder turned off your electricity so you could not shit on his movie.
That's right. All right, so Florian, I'm gonna mask off a little bit here. This movie is not very good.
Yeah,
this
I know.
Movie,
I know it was. You already told me you're gonna hate it.
Well, I told you I would hate it before I saw it.
Oh,
So,
wow. Typical Erich.
Yeah, so I kind of prejudged it a bit. But it's partial because I watched the trailers and I thought they were dog shit, so...
Yeah, you didn't like the trailer when Zeus blasts off all of Thor's clothes and he's standing butt naked?
No, because it looks awful.
Oh. Yeah, they should have done that with the Tessa Thompson character, I think, but not blurred out anything.
Yep, just full nudity. He just forces them to have an orgy right there, you know, just go full adult movie, you know.
I mean, they did say orgy a lot of times, and I think this might have the record for the most times they've said shit in any of these movies, so, I mean, at least they're taking a step in the right direction, I guess.
Taika is pushing the boundaries for the MCU, just not in the directions I want.
Yeah, the worst boundaries. Just so many jokes. I mean, I'm honestly, like, my mind is blown by how much better the writing was in, like, literally any other Marvel movie.
Well, can we look this up? Because I feel like Taika might have been working on the script for Ragnarok that you hate, that you love so much.
No, he isn't. He didn't.
He only directed it.
Florian, if he's not a credited writer, he definitely did a lot of punch up to the jokes in that movie because it is totally his styling.
What? No, it isn't. Like, you could definitely tell.
It totally is. Fuck you.
Yeah, Ragnarok was a Taika Waititi movie.
No, you can tell that he didn't do the writing because all the jokes that he does are like either his own character or they're like really visual, you know? Like when he's spinning there, like yeah, he snuck that one in. That one wasn't in the script when he's like hanging off the chains.
Okay.
Yeah, but like the characters from the last movie who are like reinterpreting or doing a play version of the previous thing, that is totally right out of a fucking Taika Waititi thing.
Yeah, but that was Loki doing that, so made slightly
Florian,
more
I'm
sense.
talking about the real people who write these movies, not the characters in the movies.
He doesn't know the difference.
Loki literally wrote that play, okay? I mean, if
Loki's not... Can we talk about the elephant not in the room here? This is the first Thor movie to not have Loki in it, and his lack of presence was felt. Yeah, I did not realize how much the Thor character relies on Loki as a foil to be interesting. And, you know, as they say in the movie, this is a classic Thor adventure, but really it's not, because there's no Loki,
it's really
fucking
not.
shit up.
Okay, so we definitely have 3 writers in Thor Ragnarok. Eric Pearson, Craig Kyle, Christopher L. Yost. So no Taika Waititi doing any writing, okay?
But
3 writers.
It should be said. It should be said in Hollywood. You don't get credit on a thing unless you've like majorly shaped the thing. So him writing jokes in a movie would not necessarily get him a writer's credit. He'd have to like majorly change the shape of the movie, the things that happen in the movie. He probably didn't change much of that. He probably just either influenced the tone and then also wrote in jokes for the characters.
Yeah, I'm guessing 20,
get you a credit.
probably 20% of the dialogue in Ragnarok was just improvised by Chris and Taika on set while filming.
Absolutely. And even more of it seemed to be true here in this movie. where it seems like there's entire pieces of the movie that the actors are just kind of spitting out.
I think the main issue, for me, the main issue with not just this movie, but all of Phase 4 is that it feels like we are just floating in limbo right now. Whereas, Phase 2 and especially 3, we were really building momentum towards like one goal that all the characters in this universe are, converging in this one big thing. And now it just seems like there's no communication from movie to movie. Like Kevin Feige just doesn't care anymore, because every movie now is trying to throw in either multiverse bullshit or just building up to something that doesn't seem to have a goal, but they're not doing it consistently. Like the Spider-Man multiverse was just an excuse to get the other white, actor men. Peter Parker's in there, and like this movie, what are they building towards? At the end, like the stinger is that the character of Hercules now wants to fight Thor? Why the fuck do I care? That adds nothing to the overall story. This shouldn't even be part of the MCU. Like, just start making individual movies at this point, because it's just disappointing when nothing means anything.
Monkey, part of what they're doing is they're relying on actors. People who like those actors will then go see those movies, like Harry Styles showing up at the end of The Eternals. And now in this movie, it's Brett Goldstein is playing Hercules.
Who?
And Brett Goldstein. He is a favorite character from everyone's favorite Apple TV Plus show, Ted Lasso.
Oh, yeah, have not seen that one.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you're a big Lasso head, you'll applaud and shit yourself when you see his Hercules for about a half a second.
Well,
Erich,
can you answer this for us? We were trying to figure out, like, why does Thor 4 need to exist? What did we learn about this character? Did we resolve anything from his character arc? Was this just a big farce? Was there any point to this film?
I think it's actually kind of a tidy, like, clearing off for some of Thor's loose plot threads, which is Jane Foster. He romanced her for 2 movies, and then because Natalie Portman does not like being in movies where she does nothing, she decided to fuck off and not be in them. I do like that this movie interprets the Jane Foster Thor comics, but it does it so quickly and so emptily that it's very hard to actually enjoy some of the stuff.
I feel like this movie really would have been good. Like the God Killer character is really interesting. I mean, yeah, Thor is boring, and his arc was insanely stupid, and he was definitely the worst thing about this movie. So yeah, I mean, he was just written that way. I feel like Taiko doesn't understand this character, not even in the slightest bit. And now he's just been all over the place, and he's just put jokes everywhere, and that was all that was needed. Well, but if we had
it should be said that's partially because of what Chris Hemsworth wants to do. He very much was not enjoying being in these Thor movies, but then as soon as he was in Ghostbusters 2016 and was allowed to goof off in that movie, he's really found that he likes being in comedies. He likes being an idiot. So that is largely why they shifted his character for Ragnarok. He didn't like having long hair, which for some reason the long hair is back in this movie, but I don't really understand that. But it's entirely because that's what the star wants to do.
I mean, he was good in Ragnarok. He wasn't like this in Ragnarok. The jokes he does in Ragnarok actually make sense, and they're not oh, hey, I'm irresponsible. Isn't that funny? I'm incompetent. Look at me. The God killing arc would have been so good, especially even if he gets a little cocky, that makes sense. You just playing God with the lives of these people. But yeah, I don't buy to the extent of how bad he has become. How he smashes that temple, how he's giving a speech while people are getting shot at. I don't buy it. Okay, that's not the Thor that we've seen before. That's not the Thor we've seen in the Avengers movies.
Well, he did spend 5 years at rock bottom playing a lot of Fortnite. He got fat as fuck. Maybe he's just a little bit rusty.
Yeah, but that was also before Ragnarok, right? Wait, no, that was
an Endgame.
After.
Yeah. Well, he was. I guess he kind of sucked in Endgame too. I remember how he decapitated Thanos.
He had a great arc he had a great little arc in Endgame where it was he got depressed, he got fat, and then he talks to his mom, and his mom was like, you're always worthy, so he feels he can do it. That's good. Okay, but you guys want to know what my theory for this movie?
Yeah, let's do it.
This is either a first or second draft of the movie. There's like some decent ideas going on here, but none of them are like properly concluded or wrapped up or continued within the skeleton of the movie. And it's really just watching half ideas go across the screen, a lot of jokes, a lot of comedy that pads out the runtime. And if they were more serious, if Taika was more serious, if Marvel Studios was more serious, they would have beefed this thing up so it would actually feel like it was a story for the most part. It just feels so empty for the most part.
They certainly beefed up the budget. Did you see how much this movie cost?
Was it $250 million?
$250 million? That's how much the new Avatar costs!
It does not look like it either. It looks like it was made for about $100 million, if that.
Oh my god, this could have been made for $70 million! Where did the money go, Taika?
And they could have just hired a goddamn writer. It would have been so good.
And writers are cheap. You could pay a writer probably $10,000.
Yeah, probably less even.
I think this is one of the like problems of these movies now is that every movie has to cost $250 million. Every movie has to be huge. And I don't know why that is. Every movie should be $150 million unless it's an Avengers or like a big team up thing. Then I can understand going that big, but now everything costs this much.
And these motherfuckers don't even film on location anymore. Like, they're green screening people into New York City streets in the fucking new Spider-Man movie. How much could a green screen fucking cost? What are they doing with $250 million to make this shit?
Natalie Portman was recently interviewed and says that one of the like most dramatic scenes in a Best Buy parking lot. And it's like, that is absolutely what most of this movie feels like. It feels like none of these people are here. They're not interacting with each other most of the time.
They're even like, when a character is wearing a helmet, that is now CGI. You can't even wear a real fucking piece of equipment on your head anymore.
And it looks like a fucking Instagram or Snapchat filter. It does not look good.
Yeah, where is the money going?
That's not right. It looked fine.
It looks like shit.
It did not. It looks terrible. When Thor first sees Jane back as Thor, and he's got the helmet and like the camera's pointing directly at him, it looks like something from fucking Instagram. It looks like he has just gone live, and it is terrible. It is terribly composited. Oh my god.
Is it like some kind of impossible helmet that would fall apart if it was real?
No, it's just like not staying on his face correctly. It's not a real thing, so it doesn't look real. And they really insist on using it for both him and Jane Foster, but it looks awful.
I mean, stuff like that's probably really expensive anyway, so I guess that's...
Yeah, it would have been cheaper just to get a real mask or real helmet that looks good and just to wear it.
Yeah.
It's like they're spending more money to make it worse.
Yeah, it's just general laziness. It's just the actors don't want to wear something. The director doesn't want to force them to do it. Nobody here cares. And like it comes across in the movie that nobody really gives a shit.
And the thing is, they probably spend less than a month on writing the script and actually filming the movie because 95% of the work is done in fucking Chinese sweatshops with all these fucking CGI artists. So, like, Taika probably dedicated less than 4 weeks of his life to making this fucking movie. You know, like, there's no passion. Nobody's working hard. They just think, I'll let the sweatshop people make the movie and we'll just do the bare minimum.
I do think that Christian Bale is quite good. And he does seem like he became the villain.
Yeah, he must have really cringed at all those horrible jokes all the time, man. What a poor guy.
There weren't too many jokes in his scenes.
Like, right. It's just hilarious when like Thor is kind of making little like jokes at him, and he's just ignoring it for the most part. He like keeps everything he's doing, and does not give into the jokiness of it.
So we're all gonna give 2 big thumbs up to Gore, but 1 thumbs down to Thor.
Thor, yeah, Thor. Like, I don't even want to see more Thor movies at this point.
You want more Gore movies?
Yeah, I do want more.
Sure,
Thor,
man. Just him slaying gods before.
Yeah. Why do I not get a full movie of the God Slayer? Why do I get a full movie of screaming goats?
Here's the thing. To like do a base level version of the story, you don't even need a bunch of him killing gods. You could do a single montage going around killing gods.
That would have been fun.
And then also flashback to him with his daughter, and then instantly, when his daughter comes back at the end of the movie, you actually feel like that daughter is a character. When she shows up at the end of the movie, and it's like, oh, this daughter who we, I guess, saw die at the beginning of the movie, but don't really know who she is or why we should care. It's so weird when the movie spins and is like suddenly, oh yeah, Thor and Gore's daughter are a thing now. Why?
Yeah, that is rough. It is rough that they introduce like this big new character in the final 3 minutes of the movie. And what now, like Thor 5 is going to be him and this girl going on adventures. Like, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with getting a goofy version of Logan, but this is not a character. You just threw her in the final 2 minutes of the movie.
You need to have built her up in some way. I understand that they really want to like start with her dying, but at least like flash back a bit as Gore is like killing people or doing something. Like, this movie is so rough in its construction. It just does not. And like, so they adapted 2 big Thor comic stories, which one is Gore the Godslayer. It's him as the villain going around killing gods or whatever. And then also the Jane Foster Thor. Those are not 2 stories that worked at the same time. They're separate stories. They combine them for this movie, and like I think neither are done particularly well. I do like Natalie Portman as Thor, but she doesn't really do much. She doesn't like. It's an all right version of that story, but it's not given enough time for me to care for the most part.
The thing I liked most about Natalie Portman's Thor was that her hammer is broken into multiple pieces, so like she can control the 10 pieces individually, and they're like fucking shit up. I thought that was cool. Like that's the most creative thing in the film, and it was probably just stolen from the comic book.
Yeah, and then the reason why we couldn't get like that that storyline flashed out is because we had to have the stupid fucking love triangle between the weapons. Holy fuck!
Oh yeah, those jokes were rough.
I thought that was funny conceptually, but the jokes go on way too long, and it takes too much time in the movie. Like,
yeah, and
it's just like
suddenly, like the hammer and the giant, the god killer, whatever he used to cut off Thanos' head. Suddenly, it's like a sentient being, and it's like floating into frame with jealousy because Thor's looking at a different weapon.
Yeah,
now I think he's going a little too far. He's getting too cute with it. I don't think these weapons are like emotional sentient beings, right?
I mean, that one's made from Groot, so it's probably a little emotional, but holy shit, does it have to be so jealous? Oh, it's awful.
I wish they would have done more with the lesbian triangle, because Tessa Thompson, Valkyrie, she wants to fuck Natalie Portman. I think maybe like get them in bikinis making out or something would have made the movie better.
Yeah, just have Thor fully cucked, Just the 2 girls make out and he doesn't get any.
Well, I mean, in a way it would fit, because Valkyrie has already cucked him out of his kingdom. She's like the new king of Asgard, and he's like, I guess I'll go be a guardian of the galaxy. Why not let this hot lesbian, goddess fuck Natalie Portman? Full penetration on screen.
It is hilarious in this movie how little Valkyrie has to do. She's really just there to be a sidekick. Any like hints of an arc for her is literally just replaying the things we learned in the last, which is that she was in love with this woman and the woman was killed. And characters will tell her that happened, and she'll react to that, but she has no role in the story otherwise. Like, imagine if somebody in your life died, and then like a couple years later, everybody just told you, "Oh, remember that person died?"
Yeah.
That is terrible.
Well, while you were gone, Rich, we did bring up that the major theme of the film is it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. So I guess in like the screenwriter's brain is like, okay, well, this character has experienced loss, I'll throw that in. But then you don't really evaluate it or do much with it. You just like bring it up because it's somewhat relevant. Like, come on, Taika. Yeah, clearly this is draft 1. This character didn't even need to be in the movie.
Right. Oh, another group that didn't need to be in this movie, the Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't know what happened with them. They are almost a complete non-thing in this movie. I was excited because like they are so good with Thor in Infinity War, and none of that works here. Like, there's maybe 3 times in which I kind of chuckled at their shit,
Well,
But
to be fair, they're only in it for 5
10
minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
right.
that's
But
a lot
still,
of
like,
chuckles, even. Jesus.
those are great characters to me, and here they're just flat. They're lifeless. It's oh my god. I'm somehow less excited for the Guardians 3 movie because of
Well,
what's
hey,
going on here.
hey, don't let the sins of Taika Waititi reflect upon the godliness of James Gunn. I mean, he has only given us Kino over the years.
I hope.
That one's definitely going to be good.
I hope so. I fucking hope so. I think my MCU fandom might die with the Guardians of the Galaxy. I do believe Chris Pratt has said the third one will be his final outing with the character. So after the holiday special that they're doing, and after Guardians 3, I might be all out of Marvel movies I want to watch.
Well, we are getting a probably announcement for the next couple of projects here, but I completely agree with you. Like, I don't even know if I'll see Black Panther in the theaters.
I think we are contractually obligated to see it and review it 3 times, as you may recall.
3 times at least.
We did Black Panther, Blacker Panther, and Blackest Panther.
Blackest. So will we do Black Panther 2, Blacker Panther 2, and Blackest?
Blackerer Pantherer.
Was Erich here too to review them that often? Damn.
Yes.
Oh, you don't remember our glory days, Florian, reviewing Black Panther 3 times.
Well, I think I was only on for one time.
No wonder why those are such good episodes.
Yeah,
I feel like I flip-flopped on Black Panther, where I first was like, yeah, that wasn't that good, and then the second time I was like, that was pretty.
Yeah, you really got it the second time.
Did you see it 3 times? Wow.
I think I saw it maybe 1.5. I definitely did not go 3 times. I think that was back in the Movie Pass days, maybe, where I could see everything for free.
Yeah.
It
makes it a lot less hard to do.
Well,
I guess I'm looking forward to it, but I just don't get how you could think that this is so good when clearly...
I mean,
you think this is
we've said it's mediocre at best, but still better. I mean, in my opinion, better than most of the Phase 4 movies.
But those Phase 4 movies have actual passion in them, and this here has nothing.
I don't think they do.
It has passion in them. What is that?
What was the passion behind Eternals?
Or Black Widow.
Yeah. Or Shang-Chi.
Well, I'm sure that whoever made them was really passionate. I don't know, man. I mean, you can clearly tell that they were taking the story seriously, unlike this movie.
I'll take back what I said. I think the Spider-Man movie was better than this one for Phase 4, but otherwise, not so good.
Florian, I don't understand why you can't see this as a direct, evolution from what was done in Ragnarok. Like, it is really just him doing the same shit as Ragnarok.
No,
just he's
a
bit further off the chain.
Well, you mean Thor or Taika?
Taika.
Well, yeah, I mean, he needs to get back on that chain because he's not good without it.
Wow, Florian,
I mean, you agree?
Saying that people from New Zealand need to be enslaved?
Really?
Well, hey, let's think about it this way. This movie is doing very, very well at the box office. So I think, and Chris Hemsworth has said, as long as you keep paying me, I will keep playing Thor. So if they're gonna actually do Thor 5 with him like a buddy duo with this little girl, I think step 1. Let's replace Taika. He can keep doing the voice of the fucking rock monster that becomes like a head in this movie, but let's just keep him doing a voice. Florian, who would you choose to direct and script out Thor 5 to really make it a true piece of kino?
Wow. Mel Gibson.
Okay, perfect. Literally perfect.
Know, right?
We've got it.
Yep.
Do you guys have any final thoughts, and do you think this movie was kino? Rich, go.
I'm going to real quick answer the question that you just.
Okay, good.
Florian, I want Robert Eggers to direct Thor 5 so that we get a real Viking kino.
Florian did make a 4chan post that I found. I would like to read it. Florian wrote on 4chan, Thor 4 is better than the Northman. This is the Viking movie we all wanted the Northman to be. Thor is a badass who kicks ass and quips. He's the 80s action hero trope turned up to 11, and that's a good thing. Natalie Portman's death and her going to Valhalla was more emotional than anything in that boring Robert Eggers flick. Do you agree with that, Florian? Because I think you do.
I mean, yeah, I think Northman is 0, and this one is like a half star. So yeah, I guess it's technically better.
Are you saying you like this movie more than The Northman?
Yes. Have you not seen my Northman review?
Yeah, he said it's the worst film of the year.
You saw it?
I definitely saw it, Florian, but you definitely don't like this one. I was wondering.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like, if you watch this one with the sound off, it'll be like a 3 out of 10. If you watch The Northman in any way, it'll be awful.
I was gonna say, don't you give this or The Northman more credit for like actually caring what it's doing?
Yeah, that movie had real passion behind it, Florian. I know you love passion.
Well, I don't think it did, because all he wanted to do was like do the Shakespeare story, but awful.
Yeah, but at least they built sets. You know, they were actually filming on location. They got costumes. It's not just 100% CGI bullshit.
Yeah,
hey, that's you. I like CGI. Okay. I feel like the
I don't care
would have
for
been
it.
better if they hadn't wasted time making stuff authentic when it didn't need to be.
Florian, you just said you liked CGI. Did you think this movie looked bad ever?
I don't think so. I think it looked fine.
Wow. All right.
I think the budget definitely went somewhere, like CGI wise.
I feel like we are.
I'll give you my final.
Oh yeah, let's go.
I'll give you my final thoughts here. I was expecting to hate this movie. I did not hate it. I just feel like nothing for it. I think there's a couple of alright performances in here. Christian Bale as Thor, Natalie Portman as Thor, Mighty Thor, or whatever. And I did like Russell Crowe as this like Greek Zeus guy who is just like a total moron.
When he gets killed, I was actually pretty happy with that. I don't like that he survived. It would have been so much cooler if Thor just one-shot Zeus and killed him.
Yeah, the same thing goes for the Taika Waititi character. That was like the best scene when he finally died. And I'm like, oh, I'm fine. Fuck!
God damn it.
Got you around some more. Oh.
Florian thought he was safe, but no, Taika strikes back.
Yeah, that was the worst fake out ever.
The movie itself, I said before, it feels like a first draft. I don't mind some of the stuff in it, but a lot of the comedy does not hit for me, and that is a huge, huge mark against this movie. If you are not constantly laughing through this movie, there's nothing to it. Like, you are watching half of a movie, essentially, and I would say people don't go to see this in the theater, for sure. Like, do not spend your money, do not go out. It is not worth catching something to see.
Well, what is out in theaters right now, E-Rich, that people should go support instead?
Top Gun Maverick, baby!
Again? For the third time I should go?
Yes! For the 4th, 5th, 6th time!
You gotta watch the Minions movie. Anything better than this.
Anything other than Lightyear.
Well, Lightyear was fine too, I guess.
I have not seen Lightyear, and I probably will wait until it comes on Disney+.
I never will see it.
I mean,
these movies will come on Disney Plus in about 30, 45. Wait for that. If you really want to see it, just...
I mean, Lightyear isn't great, but I really like the subject matter, so I was there for it.
Okay, Florian, let's get your final thoughts.
All right, well, this is a really big tragedy. This is where the Marvel Universe goes to die, because now it's proven, like, once and for all, that they don't need to do anything good. They don't need to have good writing. They don't need to make sense. They don't need to write a good story. The characters don't have to be good. The characters don't have to be consistent. And people will pay it. They will give it all their fucking money. They love this shit, and this is why this shit will never get better. This is the end for Marvel, okay? I will still watch every Marvel movie, okay? But it's just all downhill from here, okay?
Massive caveat there.
You're the problem then, Florian. Fuck! Like, what do you want them to do? You just said you could keep making dog shit and I'll fucking pay for it. What do you want them to do?
Okay, I'll pirate the ones that are made by him, okay? And let's review them here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Have you seen other Taika Waititi properties other than Jojo Rabbit and Thor? Have you seen What We Do in the Shadows?
I tried to watch
Hunt
it.
for the Wilder People?
I tried to watch the Shadows thing, but it just had like those awful jokes all the time.
Thank you.
so
I made it 10 minutes into that vampire movie and I had to turn it off, so I'm glad we're on the same page.
I don't even remember if I watched the series or the movie, but it was just so awful. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm really surprised you could stand this shit here, because like this has the same comedy, really.
I don't know.
Florian, the thing you just said about the MCU is the exact thing that Donald Trump said about Diet Coke in his one tweet, where it's like, I'll still keep drinking that garbage.
I always thought Florian was just like Donald Trump.
Yeah, in so many ways.
Yeah. More ways than he's willing to admit, really.
Well, the real question is, did Gore kill the Christian God, or was the Christian God never real?
Christian God is definitely not real in the MCU. They would have made him a character by now.
Yeah,
imagine if Muhammad was in the what's it called, city scenes in this movie.
Yeah,
I think Muhammad and Jesus should be canon Marvel characters at this point. Why not? Just throw them in.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Cool.
They have like literally every other religion. Like so I guess Christianity is just not real then, huh? Cool.
It's off limits.
Or maybe that was like the first god that Gore killed, you know?
If only.
Yep, never existed.
I do like the idea of a movie where a devout religious person decides he just wants to become the king of atheism and kill every god with his own hands. And, you know, this movie...
He needs a fedora, though.
Yeah, if Gore had a fedora and he was tipping it as he was cracking those, you know, wisecracks at the children as he tortured them, I think that would have been... I mean, you can only make the movie slightly better with these changes, but... You know, I like the concept of the movie. I don't like so much of the execution. I think maybe 20% of the jokes were good, which is pretty rough.
Yeah.
But it did not bore me as much as the Eternals and all that other fucking garbage. So that's why I gave it like a 3 out of 5. And it's, as E. Rich famously once said about The Last Jedi, it is serviceable.
Oh, wow. Did I really say that?
Yep, you sure did.
Okay. Damn.
I thought you said that about some heist movie. Wow, really?
I don't know. Maybe I'm making that up. But
maybe.
I mean, I believed it.
But yeah, it's definitely not kino. I do like it more than the original 2 Thor movies. Sorry to Kenneth Branagh.
Really?
Yeah, sorry, Kenneth.
I like the first Thor movie way more than this, because Loki is actually like a compelling villain, I thought.
It's too distracting seeing that Loki's hairline has retracted 2 inches despite being an eternal being. So I can't watch those old Loki movies. But yeah, this one does not. This one, it sounds like, does not get a recommendation really from any of us. And we might all have given up on the MCU at this point. So, you know, good job, Taika.
Yeah. Wait, but you give up on it now, even though...
After Guardians, I'm probably done until they dish out, you know, Avengers 5, whatever the fuck that's gonna be, with 0 recognizable characters.
Young Avengers, yeah.
Or even Dark Avengers. I'll watch that if they're gonna take all, like, the evil versions of these people, like the evil Captain America from the TV show. No, give him an Avengers. I'll watch that.
That'd be cool. They should do Norman Osborn, Iron Patriot. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, stop giving us this gay shit. Give us something cool and new.
I mean, he'd probably be good as a series, like that, the Iron Patriot. Wait, which one is that?
Yeah, they probably will end up doing that. But we need to wrap this up. Florian, do you have anything you want to plug?
Hey, everyone, check out Ballfrog on Steam. It's a very difficult game, and you could play it.
And I literally sold more copies of it than Video Game Donkey. So,
Wow!
put that in the history books.
Yep, he's done it.
Mumkey, literally better than Donkey. Hashtag literally real. E-Rich, do you have anything you want to plug?
Yeah, sure. You can find me over on Twitter at TZARREVAN, Zarrevan. I will probably be putting a Letterboxd review up there for Thor, Love and Thunder. So.
Oh yeah, I'll put your Letterboxd in the description too, so people can follow all 3 of us.
Yeah, I was looking for you. I didn't find you on Letterboxd.
Oh, I'm on there. Don't you worry.
Yeah,
I only follow 7 people, so go through my follower list and just follow the one that's E-Rich.
All right.
Yeah.
Finally.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.